Okay, I know this isn't one of my portraits, but I have a surprise. Ta-da! What do you guys think? Uh, I didn't draw the background. They're just assets from IPIS Paint X where I drew this drawing. But yeah, let me know what you think. Curious. Okay, so I wanted to make a little video about Angel Beats. Also, for those who are subscribed, sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I was kind of busy trying to draw my new portrait. And I'll be honest, I didn't work on it every day, sometimes just because I was too tired, sometimes because I just didn't feel like it, and sometimes just because my wrists were hurting. So yeah. In any case, Angel Beats. I really love the anime. I know there's a manga and it's based on a game. I haven't read the manga, nor have I played the games. So we're just gonna talk about the anime. So, um, where do I start? Because I have a lot of things I want to say about it. Um, okay, first things first. I love it, like, a lot. It is such a good show. I do have like one problem with it, but I'll explain later. Okay, so for those of you who haven't watched it, I would recommend you do. Like, uh, okay, like basically the story is about people in the afterlife, like fighting against God because their life was unfair. But then they realize that they're in the afterlife, this like sort of purgatory. It's not heaven, but it's also not hell, so I'm just gonna call it a purgatory. Sort of like a purgatory like space designed to help them move on from their like past traumas and reincarnate. It is like such a good show. It's really funny, personally. Like, there's this time where, like, the main character is going to, like, the office and he, like, gets, like, lets inside. Then, like this character that's out for him, like, out to hurt him, like, tries to just, like, barge in. Then he gets hit by a freaking giant hammer and flies out the window. Mm. And then it happens again, like in another episode where they're like in an underground area to like check the weapons or something because they have weapons to like fight against God or like fight against the character they call Tenshi, which is Angel. Her name is Kanade. And happens again and they play the freaking ending song while showing it in slow motion and it was so funny. And then there's this episode where the characters are like trying to like get Tenchi to like have bad grades, and so they try to distract her, and they distract her by like putting a rocket under like someone's chair and launching them into the freaking ceiling so that they're like neck breaks or something. That one was so freaking hilarious. I was dying. Not only is it funny though, it's also very heartfelt. Um, Even like after seeing it several times, I watched it almost 10 times. It still makes me cry as much as watching it the first time did. Like episode 3, like episode 2 was sad, where like we find out about Yuri, that's the name of like the commander of the like rebellion. We find out about Yuri's backstory, and her backstory is genuinely heartbreaking. Then in the I think it was episode 3, when I forget her name. Yeah, she's the one that sings my song. Oh, I think it was Iwasawa. But she sings my song and she disappears, and I was sobbing. I I I also sobbed like towards like the end. Like all of the characters started disappearing. Like I sobbed like when Yui, the replacement for Iwasawa, disappeared. And, and I saw like in the final episode where like all of the characters started disappearing, and I cried even harder when like the main character, who is Otonashi, confesses his love for Kanade, and she like tells him uh that if she accepts his love, she's gonna disappear, but like she just asks him to like tell her again, and he's so sad. He hugs her and he tells her he loves her, and she disappears. That was freaking. I was a mess after that. Like, there are so many good character moments. Like I said, episode 2, like, you get to see, like ever since even the first episode, you get like a feeling for like what the characters are, what their personalities are. Like episode 2 expands on like some of the characters a little more, especially Yuri, and we see how hard she like bears like the weight of being like the commander of the rebellion. Like when everyone like started falling prey to the traps for like Tenchi, or uh she was just like, oh, I'm such a terrible leader, I'm so awful. Like, it would be annoying in any other situation, but because she's like she actually like cries, and we actually like get to hear like why she's so hard on herself, like from her backstory, because she couldn't protect her siblings and they ended up dying. And So when she can't protect her comrade, she feels like she's failing again. There's a hair on my screen. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll just wipe it off later. But anyways, and she feels like she's failing again. So I guess so good. And like I said, episode 3, the one where Iwasawa disappears, we get to know her a little more, which is good because that's what makes like her seeing her disappear like so heartbreaking, so sad. You find out that like she wanted to be like a musician and she like lived in like this horrible like kind of abusive household, like, and the most unfortunate part is that like she couldn't continue being a musician specifically because the abusive like household that she lived at gave her such an injury to her head that she like basically fell like really sick and ended up dying. And like at first like kind of there were Tenshi, she's like kind of set up as a almost a villain, but not quite. But as the story progresses, we get to like learn more about her, and we find out that like not only is she just like a normal girl, she's like she doesn't have friends because all of her friends keep like having fulfillment and like moving on with their lives, and she like just stops. Then after the episode where like Kanade gets like taken off of her position as like the president of the council, the student council, because they're like in a high school setting or a university setting. I don't know. I don't freaking know the ages of the characters. Sometimes they look like adults. Sometimes they look like literal children. It's complicated. We're just gonna put it that. We get introduced to like this new character who can hypnotize people, like has this super oppressive regime, and we find out like he's not evil. I don't really like him because like his backstory is basically that his father wasn't like really that good to him, always treating his twin brother better, and it felt like he was always competing for his twin brother's uh like not competing with his twin brother for his father's affection. Then his twin brother dies, and like he does his best to fill his twin brother's shoes, but like he can't really do the same things his twin brother was able to do. Like their like family legacy dies because they were like their family was known as like these super great potters and stuff. So his dad gets ill, and because he's like not that good of a potter, like his family like legacy dies with his father, and she's like, oh, I was never able to be myself. Then Otonashi like has to tell him, oh, you're still you. Like it is nice. It is a good story, but I don't like how quickly he changed. Like I wish it could have just sat with him a little longer. That he did all of these terrible things that like people don't like him and don't trust him and think he's a terrible person, and he has to go like out of his way to like prove that like to like prove that he's sorry for his past actions. Like it kind of moves on quickly. And also, Hinata's backstory. Just so many good moments in this, and I really wish the anime was longer because, as I said, there's still like one hypnotism character who could like use a little bit of rework. We could have gotten like a few more characters developed, like especially TK. TK is so fucking mysterious. Like, I wish we would have gotten to know like his backstory and like what he does, but at most we just get that he's a reference to like this like idol, this like Japanese idol, and I just wish we would have known more about him because he's so freaking mysterious. But like for being like a 13 episode anime with no second seasons, no nothing, it is so freaking good. I would definitely recommend it, and I really love it. So yeah, like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.